Come scared the monsters looking in the dark. Gore and more team ready to embark.
What's going on, Gorehounds, and welcome to another fantastic episode of the Gore More Podcast. I'm your not so mean, fluff master supreme, Big Johnny D, bringing the shit show in. However, as you know, I'm gonna bring the shit show in alone. For with me, as always, are my beloved horror homies. Started off with that Chad Daddy, all the way down from the Chattahoochee. We like to call him that Dark Lord of Knowledge, Mr. Chad Chrisman.
What's up, bitches?
And hold on, let me change my color here because I don't like red. Yeah. Nah, it still fucking looks. Well, yeah. Fuck, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah. I gotta fucking present these bad boys. We'll get there in a second. And we have speaking of hanging fucking low, we got Long Dong Silver over here, Mr. fucking killing machine himself, that meat mountain, Mr. Bobby Amone.
What's up, everyone? It is 4:28. We are almost through this bitch.
Happy belated Aliens Day.
Yeah, that too.
Happy belated Aliens Day. Yeah, so we are talking. Oh, yes, we do. Thank you.
Yes.
Chad Daddy. We do not have Scuba here today, as you can see. He's a little under the weather, I believe, and that's where we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Sad he's not here because his lovely prize came today, which I did not expect. So I get to rock this until January, potentially.
Maybe possibly more. We don't know how the year's going to play out.
We don't. I might hold on to this bitch for a minute, dude. We'll see. I don't know. I kind of like it. It's fun. Get to play with my balls. Anyways,
I was waiting for it.
Right. Dude, I feel like if I left this upstairs with the cats, oh, bro, they would be having a fucking.
Oh my god,
day.
yeah.
I'm telling you right now, those
They
balls
would
will be
destroy
torn
it.
off in a day or so, probably.
They would destroy that and half the house trying to get to it.
Oh my god, dude, it'd be terrible. No, we definitely. I'm glad it came. And for anybody that doesn't know, let me pick this shit up, dude, and I'll just bring it right to the camera. So anybody that was listening last episode knows, but if you don't, if you're familiar with the show The League, if you're not, that's fine. It's fantasy football, blah, 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 blah. They have trophies, right? So their bottom place trophy is their sacco, which was a bull sack. So the boys and I were like, we fucking love that idea. And so Scoobs hopped right to the internets and made me this nice little thing because last year, apparently, I had the lowest score of accumulative. I think it was like 3.11, I believe, something like that.
Let me look.
We were all in the threes. Brody might have been the 4, but I think I was lowest 3, like 3.10, 3.11 or something like that. Maybe lower.
You know something? As you have that now, I think I found our upgrade for next year. I will send it to the group.
I mean, I don't know if we need an upgrade. I mean, this is pretty solid, dude. And it
No,
says,
I'll show you.
all right, well, that's fair.
Where did I put it?
It's in our text, but anyways, it says,
yeah, you're actually your accumulated score, your average score was 3.11, which is pretty good.
yeah, that's what I meant. Like, so
Yeah.
so I averaged out at 3.11.
Like Bob was second lowest, but he's still at 3.38.
Right. So it's like, it's not like I was off the scale by much,
Right.
but the last couple picks of the year, I think, fucked me.
Yes.
Whatever that may be. I can't remember. But
Oh
yeah, it was Peter Jackson's bullshit.
Bad taste.
Bad taste.
And,
Bad taste. It was terrible. And what the
and
fuck was the other
Cemetery Man.
Cemetery Man. Yeah. Fuck you, art house people, for that shit, dude. 'Cause whatever. That was a weird one. I mean, it had titties, so whatever. But yeah, so this says Gore and More Sacco champion. Your movie picks gave us blue balls. So,
By the way, you have yourself minimized down here with us, and there's like a big empty screen up there.
yeah, sorry, I apologize about that. I was trying to pull in Scuba, but that's not gonna work like that. So let me get rid of that. My dumb ass. I'm gonna have to get rid of Brody here real quick. Apologies, but yeah, we can't start this out right without doing it correctly. So we need to go deep into the multiverse, which personally I'm kind of getting sick of multiverses, but you know, I know I'm not the only one. Alrighty, we need, man, I haven't had to find variant Scoob in a minute. He's deep. That's fine, Gene. You can like Gene. What's up, homie? Thank you for hopping in. You can like Cemetery Man all you want, dude, and I'm not gonna say anything against it. There's some nice titties.
Just was
Oh yes.
not our bag, baby.
No. So all right. Had to go through a couple portals, but we found this son of a bitch. So Variant Scuba, if you could please.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for your
Oh, thank you, Scuba. Get rid
From
of
another
him.
universe.
Whoop. Yep. Scuba, be done.
You know, with
I
that
had-
variant Scoob and that pizza behind, he might be Pizza Papa.
Hey.
Wouldn't it be the Pizza Poppy?
Yeah.
Hey, Poppy.
All right. Yeah, so if you are watching us right now, if you could do us a solid and give us a little share and a like as well, that'd be great.
Yes,
Us out.
please.
That being said, Chad Daddy, reins are in your hands. How was your weekend, buddy?
That wasn't too bad. You know, Friday, had my day off, did some cleaning, took my oldest daughter up to my mother-in-law's because she was going to Altoona, which is a couple hours away, for a bowling tournament on Saturday. So I had to drop her off. And on the way back, I got to hang out with the good man, Mr. Gene Smith, right there.
Nice.
Hung out for a few hours and watched this really shitty movie called Majorettes, which is this weird kind of like slasher movie that turns into an action movie at the end. And it was filmed around the Pittsburgh area. And it's really weird, but I gotta
Newer,
say,
older? What are we talking?
so it was made in '88, but
Okay.
watching it, it looks like it was from like 1980. It just looked older than it was. It just, the production values weren't the greatest. It's
I think I've heard of it, but I've never watched it.
Correct.
so John Russo, the guy that helped write, you know, Night of the Living Dead with George Romero and did his own Return of the Living Dead book and little stuff like that. He's actually the one that wrote this. It's based on one of his books. So yeah, and it wasn't the worst thing I watched this weekend. I'll tell you that.
Whoa! All right.
So then Saturday, me and the wife and kids that were here decided we were going to go spend the day in Butler, which is near our friend TJ, but we didn't get to see him. So we took the kids, we did a little shopping, took the kids to a trampoline park. Probably spent more money than I should have. I spent $90 on fucking new steel-toed work shoes. No, $80.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, dude, they're Skechers. They're comfortable as fuck.
Nice.
Okay, that's not
Let's
bad.
see. And I unfortunately had no luck finding the Ghostbusters neutrino wand at Ollie's. I'm guessing they're not coming to my area, or if they
I stopped
did,
looking
or,
myself.
yeah. I mean, you got to see many people going out and they see one, and they just buy them all, and then they turn around and scalp them for $150. It's
Or
ridiculous.
more.
Which was going price anyways, so
Exactly. So I guess I'm not going to get that. No big whoop. What else did we do then? Sunday, just kind of goofed around the house and watched this movie, which I'm ready to talk about. Bobby, how was your weekend, brother?
My weekend was good. I was working with a haunt that I work for called Thanatos Productions, which they run Ravenscroft Manor up in North Jersey. We were at East Coast Haunters Con presented by Trans World.
oh, I'm so
And-
jealous. I'm so jealous.
And it's like so if you've heard of the one out in Ohio, I mean that's way bigger. This is a little scaled down, but for scaled down, it was still a massive show. And you want to talk about the vibe of Halloween all weekend long. It's all weekend long. Props, haunts, different things are coming out with animatronics, fucking you name it, masks. Everybody's got something different, and it's so much fun. And I love it because I love representing the company I'm with. And then I also love to see new haunts, because every year for the haunt schedule, me and Rebecca, we try to find ones we've never been to. And I found like 3 or 4 of them already for this year. And 2 of them are in Maryland. So
nice.
we're going to figure out when we could put those into the schedule. And then there's a couple of new ones out in PA that we've never been to.
Yo,
so
is Fright?
it was a good
is
show.
Frightmare Farms down there? Do you remember?
Frightmare, I think
they-
it is.
They're from up in my area.
Frightland is in Frightland is in Maryland. I think
Frightmare Farms, it was called. I thought I saw them down there, but they're up from my neck in the woods. Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. They were there. Yes.
That was Harvey's old haunt that he always used to go to or work at. So. Okay.
Yeah. So, but it was a good time. We had a good weekend overall. Great people. We had a lot of fun. I enjoy it very much. So, we'll be back there next year for sure. And then we actually went to Shady Maple on Friday night, which is the smorgasbord out in Lancaster. It was about an hour from where we were. And of course, ate like a friggin' gavone. It was so good. I had a lot of fried chicken.
Ate like a what?
A gavone.
What's that?
It's a me.
Fat fuck.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Is that what you turn into when you eat too much gabagool?
No, you turn into a gabaholy. Fucking shit now.
A
You turn into a
gabagool.
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 Yeah, a gabagooli.
Oh my god.
That's it. We're gonna call ourselves a gabagoolies.
You just made a horror movie right there, dude. A horror comedy.
I did.
That's an Italian horror movie
The
right there.
Gabagoolies.
You turn into a gabagooli.
How do you turn into a
I don't know.
gabagooli?
We'll discuss that later.
But it was a great weekend, and then I went back to Rebecca's house on Sunday. We chilled out, and then today I was back to work. I had an easy day at work, so I came home, chilled out, and I watched this movie, which I'm excited to talk about. John, what did you do?
What did I do?
Oh, real quick, Chad. No phasmophobia this
I played
weekend?
a little bit.
Noise. What did I do this weekend? I'm trying to fucking remember.
Oh yeah, I didn't play too much on Saturday because I was playing Alien Isolation because it's Alien Day.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there.
Makes sense.
there. Okay.
Actually, it's funny because it just kind of worked out, but not that it's aliens per se, but I ended off playing a lot of Dead Space on Alien Day, and I beat the remaster, which was a solid fucking playthrough for sure. I'm glad I finally dipped a toe into it because I liked what they changed about it and stuff, but they didn't change the core of it for the main part, but the additions were definitely dope. I know it's a little bit behind the times on that one. And then I started playing Terminator Resistance, which is a little bit different of a game than what I anticipated it to be, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It's just I get usually very bored when you got to like talk to people and pick what you want to like, how you want your character to fucking talk to the other. I'm like, I don't give a shit about
What
that.
was that? Is that an older Terminator?
It's
game?
like a couple
Why am
years
I
old.
drawing-
Probably.
I think Scoop said he also started playing that this weekend.
Yeah, I saw him playing it too.
What do you have? You have it on?
No, I have it
PC?
on Xbox. It's on PS5.
Hmm.
It's Terminator
I'm, like,
Resistance.
totally
It's
pulling it
dope though, dude, because like you're playing a resistance fighter in the future, and like the music is fucking awesome, and just the whole aesthetic is like perfect OG fucking Terminator, but obviously in the future, it's just gritty and dirty. But I can get past the talking to, choose your own fucking bullshit. I hate that crap. I'm like, just have a character do their fucking thing with this character and let's fucking keep on moving. Like, but other than that,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I mean, it was on sale for us. I don't know if it is on PlayStation or not for X. It was for X.
It's like, listen, if you want to buy it, it's under $30, so it's even still.
Well, I got
not
the
bad.
Uber edition. So the
expensive
Uber
either.
edition comes with 2 different extra like stories. So one goes back and like actually, the way I read it, you can actually play through like it says the 84 storyline, which is dope. And then there's an infiltrator mode where you play as a Terminator. There's no saves, and once you die, you die. And like, but like whatever game it is for that, it's only like 50 minutes or something like that. So it's just like,
I actually like that right there because that really gives you like you die. Like I actually like that. Not gonna lie.
but yeah, no, it's a pretty solid game. And other than that, man, just fucking chilled. Had my niece's birthday, so we stopped over there. See her 16, so made me feel old as fuck. And yeah. And then I watched this movie amongst others. Oh, I will talk about this. Dude, I have never, and I think I've mentioned this before, I've never watched any of the Insidious movies.
I've seen the first one.
So the wife and I decided to watch the first
Seen
one.
all of them, I think.
Yeah, well, I got. Anyways, we ended up watching the first one this weekend. That movie was fucking ass, dude.
Right? That's
That
what I
movie
said.
was fucking ass.
That's what I said. It was stupid. Like the first half was all right, but then when he goes into that, whatever they call it, the upside, it's not the upside down or whatever.
No,
it is.
it's just he was fucking dream surfing there, dude. Like whatever
Yeah.
the fuck they call it, out of body experience bullshit. But like, no, man, it's just like everything felt like very like cheap with it. For like Lin Shaye did a phenomenal fucking job. I loved her fucking part and shit. But like the wife and I both got done, and I was just like, she goes, "That was stupid." I'm like, "Well, it was PG-13." Like I don't know.
Yep.
You
That's,
know,
I
like,
never watched any of the ones after that
I
because I
forgot
hated
was
that one.
PG-13.
so like I feel like I want to just watch the series just because I'm like, hey, you know, I've never really seen that series. Maybe they get better. I don't fucking know, dude.
I don't know, but it's like
They have
yeah, like,
5 of them
The
fuckers.
second
dude.
one's good.
you get,
No, the second and third one are pretty
but
good.
you
I'm
got,
not gonna.
when you
I'm
get
not
that
gonna lie,
first
they are
glimpse of
pretty
that demon when it's behind the guy, you think, oh man, that thing's gonna be scary as fuck, and then you see it full on, and you're like, it's fucking Darth Maul with Freddy Krueger claws. It's stupid as fuck.
Dude. Okay, so that jump scare is supposedly the one that everybody talks about that like gets them the most. I literally watched my wife because I knew where it was coming, even though I haven't seen it. Like I could just tell from the scene. I've seen the picture enough. No reaction whatsoever. And I'm like, that's a terrible jump scare, that dude. Like, but no, it's just they have 5 of those films. Do they get better? I need to know. So, like Annabelle, right? Everybody said the first one sucked ass, but everybody, if you ask anybody that's seen the later ones, they say they're actually really fucking good. So
They are.
maybe it does that. I don't know.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. The first one is, I like it, but it's definitely that's the most boring one.
Dude, it was like
The rest of them are way better.
just knowing it's James Wan and I'm watching Patrick Wilson. I'm like, I'd rather just be watching The Conjuring, dude. Like, Conjuring is such a solid fucking movie.
It was all right.
I mean,
I love The Conjuring.
in terms of comparison between the two of just a simple
It is the
ghost
better of
movie,
the two, yes.
yeah, it's way more like just tight. I don't know. Anyways, enough ranting about that movie. It's time to rant about the movie we're here to talk about today. And that is 2011's The Tunnel. This is a Brody Kane pick.
Yes, it is.
So I don't know if he's going to be in the chat today. I hope he is. I have some personal questions that maybe he can answer. Maybe he can't. I don't fucking know. But yeah, so this was a first time watch for you two gentlemen, correct?
Correct.
No, I watched
You've
this.
seen
No, I
this?
watched this one at a time last
Okay,
year.
so I've also seen it. Okay, so Chad Daddy was a first timer. I believe Scoobs might have been, which he did give us a score. We'll get there obviously later. All right. Well, does anybody want to take the plot rundown? Bob?
I'll take it.
Chad Daddy? Okay.
Yeah.
let's do it.
Released May 19th, 2011. In 2007, the New South Wales government suddenly scrapped a plan to utilize the water in the disused underground train tunnels beneath Sydney's St. James train station. In 2008, chasing rumors of a government cover-up and urban legends surrounding the sudden backflip, investigative journalist Natasha Warner led a crew of 4 into the underground labyrinth. They went down into the tunnels looking for a story until the story found them. Directed by Carla Ledesma, Bite Size Halloween, Outside, written and produced by Enzo Tedeschi, Event Zero, Contagion of Fear, and Julian Harvey, Airlock, My Year of Living Mindfully, starring Bobby Amone.
Starring Bobby.
Thank you.
I wish.
Oh, I wish. Starring Belle Delia, The House, a Hulu Halloween, Anthology, The Tangle as Natasha Warner, Andy Rodaretta, Blackwater, Contagion of Fear as Peter Ferguson, Steve Davis, Event Zero, Horror Haiku as Steve Miller, Luke Arnold, Black Sails, Scrublands as Jim Tangles Williams. I love
Justice
his
for
name.
Tangles. Justice for Tangles.
Yo, Tangles got done
He
dirty.
did,
That's all I
man.
gotta say.
That's gonna be my gripe with this whole movie, man. The man seemed like a cool dude.
There he is. There's Brody Kane.
Brody.
Yes.
Brody, Justice for Tangles, motherfucker. That's what new Gore and More shirt.
Yes.
Hashtag Justice for Tangles.
Goran D. Clute. That sounds about right. Alien Covenant. Ferocia, a Mad Max saga as Stalker, Monster. James Caitlin, Termius, Event Zero as Trevor Jones. Russell Jeffrey, Arctic Armageddon, Gladiators as Seth. A total body count of tres.
All right. So, music by Paul William Dawkins, Contagion of Fear and Waterhorse. Cinematography by Steve Davis, Event Zero and The Crossing. By the way, we don't have like a spring effect going on right now. That's just Chad's lovely.
Yeah, I got my window open. I got the nice
in case
natural.
just in case you're wondering here.
Same.
Yes. So cinematography by Steve Davis, edited by Julian Harvey, Getaway, My Year of Living Mindfully, as well as Enzo Tedeschi, Transcendence and Unknown Filter. Effects and makeup by Luke Harris, My Year of Living Mindfully. Distributed by Distracted Media. Runtime of 90 minutos. Rating of not rated. All right. Budget of $135,000. It grossed from one theater showing. I feel like I need to say that. $1,500. So this is kind of a straight to video kind of a thing. So the fact that I'm surprised you even had that, but so obviously you had one theater release. So
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So let's discuss. Chad, like you said, you've never seen this. Bob and I, this is our second viewing for this movie.
Right.
I watched it once last year, which it was introduced to me by my friend Tay, and I thought it was scary the first time, and this time I still thought it was scary. But I understand where people be like, yeah, it's definitely got some moments of
hard disagree for me, dude, because you're watching this and it's like watching a fucking Dateline episode or some kind of murder show that's on like the Oxygen Network, because it's shot in a documentary style format,
which
so
I personally liked that. Like I didn't mind that,
but right off the bat that at least two of them
survived
through this.
Correct.
So the whole thing, you see all the shit that they're going through. You never once get a sense of impending danger for them because they make it out alive. I feel like that really bogs down the story. This whole, like I said, I didn't like the way it was shot. Was
it the beginning of it that you didn't like, or was it the ending, the whole thing?
The whole thing.
The whole thing. Okay.
The whole thing. It was like,
so not even the found footage stuff.
What this put me in mind of was that one single stupid fucking episode of American Horror Story I decided to watch, which was the first episode of the Roanoke season. And this is exactly like that. And I'm like, this shit is not for me.
What the fuck season was that, dude? I don't even remember. I only watched the first couple.
It was like season 3 or 4. I don't remember. It was fucking stupid. Like I watched that first episode that had like Kathy Bates and all this shit.
It was like Hell House, Asylum.
Yeah.
I think I watched up to season 4 because season 4 was the freak show, right?
It might have been 5 though, but it was so fucking stupid.
Yeah, it was either 5 or 6.
But this put me in mind of that same exact style where it's told by, these people talking about what happened to them, and I just couldn't get into it because the way it's filmed, you're not going to get a clear look at the monsters at all.
Monsters or monster?
I don't know. But you see them going in. There's 4 of them going in, and you're pretty sure only 2 of them make it out. I don't know, man. Nothing about it was scary to me. Nothing about it was interesting to me. It just, it didn't hold my interest at all.
Hey, that's fair, man.
I've seen better murder shows on Dateline.
That's fair.
Okay, so this movie had me in the first half. I liked all like them chasing down the political guys and shit like that. But I will agree with Chad. Once you kind of figure out the core team, but you only see the 2 people talking, you're already just like, well,
yep,
these 2 people are going to make it. So it does kind of like,
you're not wrong.
It takes away. Well, no, because like I always like, I'm not saying I appreciate a happy ending of a horror movie, right? Especially if it's characters you really like. But I do like my grim endings, man, right? It's a fucking horror movie. It doesn't always have to be a happy fucking ending.
Right.
So something like Blair Witch or whatever, where
Right,
like
and it shouldn't always
so like
be
something Blair Witch wise, where like everybody's fucked. You know, you're just like that kind of an ending almost hits harder, at least for me.
It does.
So I can 100% agree with how you felt with that. Like I said, going back to the beginning though, I liked all the setup because, man, I know Brody, and I hope he talks about this in his breakdown of it, but he scared his mom with this shit. And that's funny to me.
he did say
because,
he did say that.
man, if you don't watch it when you start the movie, so you get that first little bit of intro credits to where it's just Dateline documentary style.
I can see someone watching this and thinking,
yeah,
oh,
I can really see where this could potentially fuck with somebody a little. Obviously, you're gonna like catch on, or most people would probably just
Yeah, you'll figure it out still
yeah,
eventually.
but it's like,
but
you know, for a minute, dude, it might be like, whoa, especially, and this is where I had my questions. The news report stuff, like the whole story of the underwater stuff, is there any legitimacy to that story? Because if there is, that gives it an entire different dynamic to me, right? Like if they actually took like true events that was happening in Australia, but then put this fucking spin on it, and it's like, oh shit, that's cool. But I don't.
Brody, do you have any of those
That's
answers?
I
if
know,
possible.
dude. I know. And listen, more than likely, it's probably not. But I don't fucking know, dude. And
No.
I probably could have researched it
yeah.
myself, but I did not. Like, I don't know. We have an Aussie in the chat,
I don't know,
so I feel like maybe.
That's true. And like I do totally get where Chad, I totally get where you're coming from. I don't know, for me, the 2 times I've seen it, I don't know. I love it because the tension for me, I feel it, especially when they get down and it's dark in there. Tangles is hearing shit over his equipment and shit, and especially when he gets taken and all you see is that fucking wire rip right out and it's gone. Like, you know, you're in for something. Whether I don't know, I love it, but I'm also like, I totally see where there's some parts where it's like that doesn't need to be there, or it is typical because you know what happens. Essentially, just you're being told the story.
Hell yeah. I had to throw the security guard in there because I feel like the security guard also got equally fucked.
Yes.
For no reason. That dude
Oh,
was literally
yeah.
just doing his job. Like, yo, man, you're not even supposed to be down here. Get the fuck out of here. And he gets yoinked. Like, legit fucking yoinked,
Hardcore.
dude. That shit actually, like, not like spooked me, but like it startled me because I was not anticipating the speed of what it pulled him. And I was just like, what the fuck? To where it almost kind of looked a little cartoonish,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like it was still just like, I just fucking see that.
Holy shit! what
And
is
then when
this?
they find him later,
Yeah, I see now. That scene was cool too,
Whoa.
right? Because like you're starting to get some definition of what the fuck you're dealing with. You could tell it's got some weird elongated fucking arms and shit, and it's like
That
it's like
water scene,
cradling his
oh.
head and everything, and
then it snaps his neck.
it steals it like fucks
It
with their
rips their
eyes
eyes-
first,
rips
right?
their eyes out,
Yeah,
too. Yeah, because when they're looking
Yeah.
for tangles, they find that room and there's like all that just big pile of eyeballs.
yeah, with his bag or something was there, right?
Yeah.
Or no, his torch, which my wife.
Yeah,
Every time they said that shit, she was just so mad. She's like, flashlight. Like, it's a fucking torch. She's like, flashlight, torch. So then we had to look it up. And she's like,
Yeah,
they don't
'cause
call it
they're-
a torch. I'm like, clearly they fucking do.
They do.
And so does the UK. So,
They do.
you know,
yes, they do.
flashlight.
That was easily one of my favorite scenes right there. Is you just see it come out of the water behind him, and it's just so nice and crack. I'm like, oh.
So I will say, though, I feel like that was the best time that you actually get any kind of like decent shot of the creature, which it's still just kind of coming, which, you know, sometimes like that's the whole thing is like it's just barely coming into focus. So it makes your mind trip because you don't know what you're looking at and shit. What's up, Mel? How are you doing?
Hey, Mel.
What's
Thanks
up,
for
Mel?
joining us, sweetness.
And you also even get the quick shot before that when they do the freeze frame and you see like the two
Yeah.
eyes and it's like
But like
elongated a little bit.
after that, like I was hoping to get the few couple more shots we got were just so erratic and shit. Like you didn't.
Yeah.
I
No, they
wish we
weren't.
almost got
You're
like
not wrong.
one more decent, like head-on shot of it or something. But like I don't
Same.
know.
See, I actually like that we didn't. I didn't want to see the full. You can look up
Yeah,
what
yeah.
it looks like, but in
But
the
even-
movie itself, I like that. I like that we don't see like a full kind of like establishing shot of it at any point.
Mel, to answer your question, I have not, but I desperately want to.
Nor have I.
Yeah, same. Not yet, but want to.
I keep seeing stuff leak online, and it's like, I need to fucking see this movie.
She's someone who agrees with her.
I believe
Agree with you
Scuba said
on
you didn't
what?
like it, if I'm not mistaken, correct? I could be wrong. Because Scoobs liked it, he said.
Yeah, Scoop said he liked it.
I don't know. I want to see it. Maybe I wouldn't like it. I hope I do.
Oh, Scoob's here too.
Oh, there he is.
Scubas! What's up, buddy? Hope you're feeling better.
Scuba down.
No, man, this movie, like I said, for whatever reason, when we actually get to the found footage part, which sometimes they still go back to the documentary shit, right? Like, I feel like that also kind of like ruins the tension of the moment every time you
Yep.
do, right? Because like that's the whole
Yeah.
with found footage, man. It's like, oh, like you're wondering what the
Yeah.
fuck is on the edge of this screen. And Mel said it sucked. Well, when we see that, we will see
In all
the-
caps too, by the way.
We'll
Yeah, right.
confirm
That was,
or whatever.
that was
Sucked.
That was an angry. It sucked. I feel like somebody wasted their move.
But to
Scubas!
go with what you're
Scubas,
saying,
your balls arrived.
that if
Or my balls arrived.
and they're a little small.
Well, they are. I know you think they'd be bigger if they're blue, but I don't know.
And to go with what you were saying, like if they kept the documentary stuff out, especially in that third act, it would have been better.
Yeah,
Or out of when they were in that sewer. at
I
least.
don't know if like I needed more like maybe homeless people to get off or something. Because like I felt like in the essence of just them in the sewers, it reminded me of Blair Witch with just kind of how the team was set up. But
Yeah, I got that too.
you know, yeah, like,
A little bit.
and it's not like in Blair Witch, like everybody's kind of an asshole to each other, right? But in this one,
Essentially,
dude, I feel like just what's her name's the asshole, dude. Like she's the one who fucked everybody over and lied about it and shit,
Pretty much.
right? Like there's that
Mhm.
one part where she's like, I kind of feel it makes me kind of feel guilty, and it's like I remember Jen and I both being like, "Bitch, you should. It's your fucking fault. Tangles is dead.
Yeah.
Fuck you." Like, a man Tangles went down for nothing. But no, I
fucking tangles,
don't know.
man.
I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. It's definitely like a mid found footage movie for me in comparison to.
See, for me, I love it, but it has its detractors, which we don't always say, but it does. It
It's funny how
totally
we are
does.
like all over the board here with Bobby loving it. John, you're middle of the ground. I
Yeah.
absolutely hated it.
Because like I appreciate some of it, but then there's other parts where I'm just like, I am so fucking bored right now.
Yeah.
And it's like I feel bad because like it's like, but at the same time, I'm like, I kind of laugh about it because I'm like, yo, here's last week. Scoobs and I enjoyed the movie where you guys were bored with that one. So it's just funny how it fucking works like that.
But at least last week we at least had a hot girl to check out throughout the movie.
Oh, so in comparison, maybe, yeah, all right, I'll give you
This
that.
girl was not that great looking, so but she was average.
But that can't always be the case, man.
No, it's not even that, man. It's just I don't know. I think it's the fact that the ending is already given to you at the beginning and you know they're survivors. I think that just like Chad said at the beginning, it completely changes the dynamic of the movie and it makes it less scary per se.
Damn, Mel.
So
what
Steve,
the
I bet
hell?
Bobby passed out. Did you pass out, Bob? Okay.
No.
I want to know what Mel thought of this if she watched it.
Mel, did you watch this?
Yeah, what?
Y'all fucking, she could jump in here, dude. By all fucking means, dude.
Passed out. The fuck?
True. Yeah, see, there you go. Now, once again, maybe if we knew if any of this shit was even remotely not the creeper, but like the underground water shit and like just I mean, we all know government is shady everywhere. So that's not a real, that's obviously a
Well.
real thing. But I don't know, like I feel like if there was any actual like legitimacy to that would just it would make the movie better for me in that regards.
This movie is like a great value version of The Descent.
I always said The Cave was great value version of The Descent.
So this is a great value
Never
version
saw
of The
The
Cave.
Cave.
Oh, The Cave. Is
Ooh, that's
I never
low.
saw that.
The Cave was ass, dude. If I remember right.
it was.
Yeah, okay. It was the same thing though, right? It was like people like turned into shit
Yeah.
because they lived in the cave. Yeah, okay.
But weren't like the people there also starting to turn into these things or something in the cave?
Yeah, but I don't remember why.
Was it in the
Doesn't
water
matter.
or something? I don't know. I don't fucking remember.
It was so bad, dude.
It was.
Uh
I think the only reason I watched it is because the main girl from Coyote Ugly was in it.
oh yeah, there's a movie.
That's literally the only thing I remember is that her being in it, and I think they turn into monsters, or one of them was turning. I don't know.
I just remember people turn into the monsters, but they kind of are like xenomorphs where they can like blend into the cave walls and shit.
Something like that.
Yeah, it was fucking weird. All right.
Let's also not forget, real quick, the one thing that bothers me in this movie is they have a map of this whole thing, and somehow still don't find their way out. Especially like for after a while.
Yeah, but
Like,
that's
they could've
because I
gotten
thought
out
they
faster, I
went
feel.
into an area where that wasn't where the map was actually like showing.
They say that, but if you go back to the scene prior, the two ways were there. They were there.
I don't know.
That's why I'm like, what does he mean? And this was not here before. I'm like, no, that was there. That's the same exact.
I love how
spot.
their map was just like one little page, like out of a notebook or something. It looked like a friggin' placemat from a fucking McDonald's.
And they tried to make it look like a blueprint on blue paper.
It would have been funnier if it was like the homeless dude that drew it out for him or something like that.
That would have been great.
But at the same time, that could have been cooler because, like, imagine if he gave them a map, but it says like avoid this spot, and they're all like, "Why?" You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That could have been cool.
No, but what would have been great is if his map was you are here, and here's where you want to go. Straight line.
All I know is, man, like I feel even if I went down in the tunnels with this crew, like once it gets to the point where you got to start dropping down in those like tight little ladder squeeze spots, I'm like, nah, man.
That's
Yeah.
a hard no.
I'm just like, nah, man.
I'm not claustrophobic. I'm just fat. My fat ass doesn't want to squeeze down there.
Right. And it's like I'm not trying to get hurt
I'm
down
not-
there and have to squeeze back the fuck up there. Like,
Yeah, like I'm not claustrophobic either, but I saw her going down there. I would have just been like, you know something, I'll throw down some rope and let me know.
I
when
hope
you
they
guys...
all got tetanus
need it.
shots before they went down there.
They definitely did not. There's no way.
if they didn't, they definitely should after the fact. With being in that water, I don't know.
Oh God.
What's weird is like our other guy that passed away. I don't like. I'm not as upset by his death as I am by Tangles. I don't know why. I'm just like,
No.
I was like, what the fuck, man? Tangles got fucked, dude.
Yeah, why did that guy just seem kind of like, almost like, I mean, he wasn't like intentionally. He just seemed like douchey, but he wasn't like douchey. If you get what I mean.
Because I think
it's because he was trying to get into.
So
the
like,
girl's
I think they
pants.
played it like that. Well, I think it wasn't that he was trying. I think he already was. But I think she was utilizing that to
Probably,
her advantage. I could be wrong. And I think, obviously, what was it, Steve? Who was our guy okay, so Steve and Tangles,
Yeah.
they're buddies. So like they see what's up. So obviously, like, yeah, dude, this is the dude that's trying to get his fucking dick wet. But then in the vein when they all find out that she didn't tell their manager and shit,
Fuck.
you know what I mean? Like, them boys are on a whole different page at that fucking point.
I would have killed her.
That's where you leave.
I would've
That's
said,
where
"We're
you
leaving you here."
fucking, or was Tangles gone at that point?
Tangles are gone.
Tangles
was gone.
at
So
that
that's
point.
why they still had to. Okay, that makes sense. No, yeah, it's just one of. And then when she goes back and it's like her confessional, and she's just like, it's like, bitch, you didn't even fucking know.
I have no sympathy for her.
As watching, I was like, douche of the film, right fucking there. There he is. There he is. We'll let him come in. We'll wait till he gets here, or not.
Get in here.
Do I got to bring him in? Whoop. There he goes.
Scoob,
Scuba.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, un momento. He's got, look at all his fucking LED, look at all his lights now and his signs.
Welcome to the shit show, Ghostbusters and the Horror Den.
The horror den.
And on air, don't forget that.
You should say the horror den. Scubas.
How you feeling, buddy?
I still feel like shit, but Mel went into the room and put you boys on as I was trying to just lay there and relax.
And then
I
you
was
couldn't.
like, fine, I get it. That was her way of get your ass on the show.
Oh, damn.
You don't need to be laying down anymore. You've been laying down all fucking day. Get the fuck out of bed and go do
She
something.
basically called you
telling
on
you,
set,
I want my
quit being
alone
a
time
bitch and get in
show.
there.
Pretty much is what she did. So
All right.
Fair
I'm here,
enough.
boys.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm glad you're here, Scubas. Glad you're feeling hopefully a little better. So let me ask you, brother, was this your first watch?
This was my first watch. I didn't know what to expect going in. I didn't mind the found footage aspect of the movie. I didn't mind that it was made to look like an actual documentary, like it was an actual news report. I liked all of that. I
Word.
just wish there would have been more substance to what we got. We didn't really see the creature in the one frame that we did see the creature. He looked like fucking General Grievous. Yeah, like he just
Not wrong.
It wasn't scary. It wasn't scary at all. And I know it was supposed to be scary. Maybe for people in Australia, it's scary. This Mexican was not scared.
No, man. It's like I said, and I don't know if you caught it. If you pulled this prank on somebody to where they didn't see the opening credits to where this is a movie, right? Like they don't see and they just see the news reports happening. You might be able to fuck with somebody for a little bit with this movie.
Like Brody's mom.
I was trying
100%.
I was trying to do that with Mel because she was like, "Oh, what movie are we watching?" And I was like, "Oh, it's the movie for tonight. It's called The Tunnel." And she's like, "Oh." I was like, "Yeah, it's a documentary." She's like, "Who picked this? Did Bobby pick this?" I said, "No, this was Brody picked." And
Damn.
Bobby gets thrown under twice.
so I was
Wow. Mel
like,
has no faith in me.
it's a documentary. Like this really happened in Australia, but she just wasn't interested in it at all. So she didn't even really pay attention to it.
See, I was interested in like the shit in the beginning, man. Like that, all that news report shit. I don't know why that had me, because like that felt like production at that point, where I was just like, "Ooh, like, what are we doing here?" Like, all right, and then I don't know, man. It
had a lot of potential. It had a lot of potential to be. It kind of almost reminded me of Wreck a little bit.
You know where it should have been better with the documentary style is like Hell House.
Yeah.
Where it's not the people in the video.
Yeah, because I mean that gives it away. That gives it away right at the beginning. You know, you're only gonna be talking, you're only talking to two people, which are ultimately the only two survivors.
Mm-hmm.
So
now if it was just like
away,
Steve, maybe, or just her, maybe. Like, but both like I don't know. It just so your overall, like as your first take, like I mean
it was mid.
Yeah, all right. So yeah, so it is definitely a different influx from last week's.
Yeah.
All right.
See, and I get that, Brody. I get that. He says, I think it was based on the idea of water being under Sydney. That's why the clips look real.
So that is a legit thing then. That's what I wanted to know.
So see, and like I said, I feel like this is you have to be there
to
to
understand.
be able to appreciate it more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Which I mean, I appreciated it. It wasn't a horrible film, but I just needed more. I needed to know what the creature looked like. What the fuck was the creature?
What
I
would
didn't
you be able
need-
to? What would you be able to do that for in the States here? Something like that.
Maybe something like Waverly Hills, or if you're looking for underground, the tunnels in Seattle would probably be a good place.
I thought you were about to say the fucking secret
that.
Jewish tunnels in New York or something like that.
Maybe then you never
No,
know.
I'm trying to
Check
get us
out them
canceled.
tunnels, dude. I want to
Yeah,
check out them tunnels, man.
Yeah, they'd be pretty fucking cool.
There's like ninja rabbis down there and shit. Dude.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
fucking awesome.
But no, I mean, and I kind of get the whole thing. This could be placed in New York very easily because if you think about it, underground
the
subway
subway,
system,
subway
Ghostbusters 2.
infrastructure and stuff.
You know what I mean? It's the oldest of the subway systems like we got in Ghostbusters 2, where it's the subway and then below the subway. So it could easily be set in New York City as well, or any place that has subways. But I mean, New York is known for their subway system, you know, so you could easily remake this into something here in the States. Have it, or yeah, even under the Denver airport, Gene. That's actually a good one because there's a lot of conspiracy theories about the Denver airport.
Isn't that the one where that's the
I
one where they like lean into it too, right?
Yeah,
Is that the one with all this the supposed secret Walmart tunnels and shit?
yeah. It's got a whole bunch of weird shit in there.
And then, but they
did
like,
not
but
know that.
but even their like advertisement for the construction like leans into the like rumors of it too, or some shit, which is fucking hilarious.
And yes, Gene, you are correct. The Chuds are in New York.
But the chud.
Dude, if you did like a scary fucking chud movie but found footage,
That'd be cool.
huh? I wish chud was absolutely that's fair.
I don't remember the first one. I only remember.
I like the
Bud
first. Hey
Chud.
man, Marv was awesome in that movie.
Did we review that? We reviewed that,
Yes.
or was that
Yeah.
before I came?
That
on?
might have been
We did the-
before
yeah, we
you,
did the
homie,
first-
on-
yeah.
I
honestly.
wasn't on that episode, so I didn't review it with you guys.
Maybe you were then.
I was on that episode.
Was I?
believe it
I don't remember
was.
watching it. What was the premise?
Uh,
Was it the
the
and then
Chuds?
they're like, yeah, then they like shoot
They're,
them at the end or
they're
something?
mutated homeless.
I think I did. I think I was on that one. I think I was already
Yeah.
on the show when we did that one.
Yeah, and then I don't know.
Bud the Chud is superior to Chud.
Never watched Bud the Chud.
I only remember the
Yeah.
fucking little song that these seem that
Bud
can't even
the
fucking
Chud.
tell. Bud the Chud. That's all I remember.
That's on Spotify, by the way. It's on my
Is it really?
playlist.
Nice. Oh, John,
God,
Chad.
I never saw it.
Oh my
Nice.
god!
Hold on.
It was
Ooh.
This was the 80s.
Wow.
love it.
Fucking hey, that's sweet, dude.
Oh, those I wish it had 80s Bandit and Chili on it instead.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Here's your blue balls, there, buddy.
Aha, your blue balls, my friend.
I know I like playing with them. They're fun.
he does.
Well, I
Can't
got
blame him.
so I ordered a bunch of stuff for the Ghostbuster event I'm doing this weekend, and I got some like stickers and shit. So like,
Oh, I
was
saw those.
expecting,
I
like,
saw those in the chat. That was really
dude,
fucking cool.
that's fucking yeah, that's funny.
That weird ass Nicolas Cage one is my favorite.
Which one, dude?
They
There's
were
a
all-
bunch
they
of
were
them.
all- Those were
great. Yeah, they were all. They're all fucking great.
Oh, that
Oh,
one.
like his
Oh,
face
that's
on the
great.
torso?
Yeah.
Bro, there's so many like even I like the Nicolas Cage rabbit, like the little bunny. I don't know
No,
why.
it's all
like,
about Pickles Cage.
there's like 3 Pickles Cages in there, dude.
Hell
It's
yeah.
ridiculous. There's another one where it's just him screaming, but it says Travolta at the bottom.
No, Brody, you're still like way in the lead this year. You're good, buddy.
Yeah, man. One's not gonna tank
So
it, dude.
far,
Like
yeah.
Bob's the lowest, but Bob's gonna have Terminator next week, so like that's gonna change some things.
You know what's gonna be funny is that if Brody by chance does win the Sacco at the end of the year, we have to ship that bitch to Australia.
That's
Hell
what
yeah,
John
dude.
was saying.
That's exactly what John was
I was like, it's
saying
probably
before.
cheaper to buy him a new one and just
Yeah, just fucking have one made and fucking sent there, and he can have that one.
He's gonna have red balls because he's on the other side of the state, the other side of the world. All right. So speaking of Brody, we should probably bring him in, see what he has to say about his pick.
Yeah,
here.
let's.
I'm curious what he has to say about his own pick.
Alrighty, let me load it up because I had to bring in variant scoops earlier, so that threw me all off. Okay, here we go.
Howdy folks, it's your King and Banger back for another episode of Gore, and this week I'm here to talk to y'all about The Tunnel. Now, this was a film that I saw many fucking moons ago, really enjoyed it back then. Obviously, I'm a fan, or a massive fan of the found footage genre. Depending on what the film's about, of the subject matter in hand, and how they're able to execute it, it can be quite tricky sometimes. I think these people that made this film played it really safe, obviously, with just having a creature in one location sort of thing. So I think that works really well. It still holds up today, and having watched it today, really enjoyed the fuck out of it. I do think it's a very underrated film in the found footage subgenre in itself, and it's great to see this finally getting the recognition that it deserves after all these years. I know Umbrella Entertainment's just put it out, and Vinegar Syndrome re-released it. So yeah, let's talk about this motherfucking film. So I will agree with a certain amount of people about this film and how it takes a fair bit to get into the action, but I do think obviously setting that up to create that more realism of atmosphere surrounding these characters in the location that they are based on the monster, I think once the action and that starts to that's set up for that moment when it starts to kick off, it actually pays off. Well, for me personally, I think by the time we actually get introduced to this monster starting to take away the crew one by one, it creates that more realism of tension and fear, of paranoia, I feel, throughout these characters. And they try and sort of set it up in that slow length of runtime to really have you resonate with these characters before revealing the creature. And I think it actually does a damn decent fucking job of doing that to an extent. Having this lead into them drip feeding us what the creature actually is, and how it leaves it up to the viewer's mind's eye to really process of what this thing actually could be. It feels like throughout the visual aesthetic of what we see and the sound design of the creature, it feels like a mixture of all subgenres from the horror genre. You know, it feels like there's a bit of vampirism in there. The way you see it in certain shots, there's a supernatural element about it. It's like a combination of a little bit of humanity in there. You can sort of see what looks maybe to be once a person. And I will just nip this in the bud now. There's a scene near the end of the movie where it looks like there's been an experimental tank, which just adds more lore, or just mysteriousness to the creature, what it could have been. It could have been an experiment down there.
There was an experimental tank. I forgot about that.
It's just all these little things that sort of build up to what the creature really could be, and I love that. You know, it really leaves it up to us to figure that out for ourselves. And like I mentioned about the sound design, I do think the sound design is probably the strongest parts of this whole movie. I mean, you know, the majority of the movie is essentially just shaky cam, not on sticks. It's not a very well polished movie, but that's what you get with found footage horror. So, I mean, it still looks great for what we get throughout the visual aspect of it, because we expect that being a found footage film. But for me personally, it's the sound design throughout this whole entire fucking movie. You know, the echoes of the long hallways of being underground, obviously the creature, like I said, and just everything's a bit of a combination that really comes into play, where you hear drips of water and just these faint hissing and hushing. We just don't know. It sort of fucks with our heads, and I really enjoy that also. And for me personally, my favourite scene of this movie is when the old monster does the switcheroo and starts filming the crew in that room as they're analysing. I'm pretty sure it's the blood on the wall. And we sort of get a quick glimpse of what some of the creature could actually be throughout seeing its eye. And I remember seeing that the first time, and it actually sort of put a shiver down my spine, because we can actually hear the creature breathing as well as it's filming him. And that also adds to the lore and mystery of what this creature could be. Like I said, it could have been a human. You know, why would it pick up a fucking camera and start filming them? So it's a combination of different things, and I like how it sort of all comes into play full circle. Now, I know they try and add more to the realism of actually interviewing the two survivors of the fucking movie, but that really is what took me out of essentially this movie after watching it again. It's like, you just spoiled the fucking movie. We know those two survived. There's only 4 years that go down there. So we know who's going to fucking die now. And that kind of, to me, is sort of I know what you were trying to do, but maybe there was another way you could film it where you could leave out old mate and just have the lead actress talk about herself and how grief-stricken she is for being the stupid cunt and let him down there when she shouldn't have in the fucking first place. There's many ways of actually fucking filming around that, and just really surprise us with the element of actually who survives, other than we know she does. You know, that's just sort of my only complaint about this fucking movie. So yeah, all in all, I do think this is a very highly underrated, underappreciated film that's finally getting the love and recognition that it deserves overseas, which is great. Now, it might sound biased for me to say this. Obviously, I do think it holds up today, so that's why I am giving it a solid 4. But the reason why I'm giving it a solid 4 is that I'm thinking about all the films in the found footage horror genre, and I definitely feel like this film is up there as one of the better ones that I've seen personally. Yeah. So, anywho, this is your Kanga Banger signing out. I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say about the film, and I'll catch you motherfuckers next week. So, cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers,
Cheers,
buddy.
brother.
Thanks,
you
buddy.
kindly.
Cheers,
Here,
Brody.
remove. All right. So I forgot about the experimentation box, dude.
I don't even remember seeing it.
There was, yeah, it was like the liquor box from the first Resident Evil, dude, where it was just like it was kind of like I think cracked open on the side and shit. And it just had some like weird fucking restricted labels or some whatever shit. So I mean, that'd be a cool backstory, dude. Like the government just dropped it in and it like
I mean, that
took
would
the
explain
Homa
why the
from-
government was like covering all this up.
Right. So all right. Is there anything else you boys would like to add to this? I mean, as
I'd like to hear what's.
Yeah,
I don't know, see
yeah,
if
I
you
mean,
can.
I know Chad says he doesn't have much, so that's why I wanted him. Yeah, that's fair. That's fine. What do we got, brother?
So the name of the railway station in Sydney where the tunnel lay beneath was the St. James train station.
All right. What's up, Ollie?
Hey, Molly. The movie's opening prologue
Molly.
states the following film depicts events that occurred in October 2011. It contains official police evidentiary material. Several persons involved in these events declined to be interviewed. Guessing that would have been like the her boss and fucking the officials and shit.
Probably, yeah.
Cinematography turned actor Steve Davis portrayed a character, Steve Miller, who had the same name as his own. The film was funded using a crowd-funded financing model as part of the 135K project, where the film's writer-producers Enzo Tedeschi and Julian Harvey pre-sold individual digital frames of the film for $1 Australian to raise the film's $135,000 target budget.
That
There's Bobby's mom.
Yeah.
she thought that was hilarious.
Thought it
Watching
was
her
Claire.
videos.
I mean, that's cool. I don't know. I'd probably
Go
still
with
do
him.
that.
Go
I
with
mean,
him,
it's a
buddy.
buck, so fuck yeah, dude. It's like whatever, man.
I mean, that's really cool, actually.
Yeah.
Principal
Mhm.
photography took place in Sydney, comprising on-location shoots in some of the city's disused tunnels, as well as a public pool and the Royal Australian Navy's World War II air raid shelters at Garden Island. It was shot non-sequentially in 14 days, that includes pickups, and then edited by the writing-producing team of Enzo Tedeschi and Julian Harvey.
Damn, dude. So that's 2 movies that is just like ridiculous time. Because last week you said that was 10 days.
Uh-huh,
This is 14. That's still
Yeah.
fucking impressive, man.
that is.
Mhm.
It's still not impressive as host, though.
Gene said he
Well,
no. Gene said he noticed the title is wrong on the YouTube channel.
Did
Sorry,
I
I
not
interrupted,
fucking?
just-
Oh my!
You know what? When I hopped
God.
in, it still said
I probably can't change it now, can I?
So it still
Uh,
says last shift. Yeah, I think you
I
can
think
edit it when it's done.
you can edit it afterwards.
I don't think you can change it midstream.
Well, I'm still trying. Anyways, fuck.
Uh,
me.
Yeah, you
The
can.
film- Okay, so the film has been noted for its modes of release and distribution. In addition to its conventional modes of release, included a limited Australian theatrical release, screenings on Showtime Australia, and an Australian and New Zealand DVD release through Paramount Pictures Australia and Transmission Films. And it was also released in North America in one theater and DVD by BlackRock Films. The film has garnered much attention for its unconventional release through BitTorrent. The Tunnel was the first Australian film to be distributed and promoted legally through the BitTorrent internet downloading platform, a release strategy which exposed the film to tens of millions of people for free. This free and legal online release is a cooperation between the filmmakers, peer-to-peer distribution platform Vodo, which is VODO, and BitTorrent Inc., which is distributing the film through an app on its client. So this is the first film ever to be legally released on BitTorrent.
See, now what would have been cool is if they would have went
That's
the Blair
awesome,
Witch
dude.
route and made people think that it was legit.
Right.
Because I feel like that right there.
That's a
Oh,
missed
hey, you got to
opportunity.
download this movie. Check it out. Like you can't find it anywhere, but you
That'd
can
be
download
cool.
it. You know what I mean? Give us
That
that
would-
whole
okay,
Blair
that
Witch
would have been cool.
aspect of it.
The only like you got to get rid of those beginning credits, dude. You just got to have it start going right into the news programs, man. Like, yeah, I don't know.
I agree.
It would be cool though to like do.
I will agree.
Nothing else has done the Blair Witch thing, dude.
Yeah.
How do you? Because everybody would compare it, right? Like,
Pretty much.
Well, and that's.
I mean, I
that's
guess
probably
Smile
why,
did their
too.
thing, so they like they did their own kind of weird marketing thing, but nothing was near as deep as that fucking original Blair Witch.
No.
But that was also that's like fucking first world internet days, dude, where you had to do digging and shit.
Could you imagine if they did the same thing for promoting Barbarian as they did for Smile? Only they had somebody in like some big, oversized, naked, grotesque lady suit just showing up at like baseball games.
Or outside in the parking lot.
No, dude, it would just be Richard Dratch. He would just, or isn't that his name? The creepy old dude that's like down in the tunnels there. All right. Anyways, if they had him do it, dude, with his fucking weird ass smile.
You lost me with that. I don't know who that guy is.
Richard Dratch?
Huh.
He's like the fucking Rob Zombie dude. He's like the main creepy guy in that movie. Like he's the dad to that weird big lady and shit.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Now I
Okay.
know what you're talking
Damn,
about.
I didn't think they would have been that far of a. I figured that
That was
was
a pretty deep dive there. For
I got
that
you,
one.
buddy. I got you.
Thank you, homie. I was like, man, do I gotta start going down the Rob Zombie movies, dude? I'm like, what do you do?
He was in 31.
He was in Doom. That's
Oh,
what
yeah?
that was the first movie I remember ever seeing him in. He's talking about fucking ladyboys from Thailand. Anyways, what else we got, Chad?
The Tunnel was shown in only one North American theater during its entire theatrical run, limiting its box office earnings. It also ran on several screens in Australia, its country of origin, to reportedly full cinemas. This was side by side with simultaneous releases in that territory on DVD, cable, iTunes, and via a custom iPad app.
Wow.
So it came out on everything all at once, on the same day. And finally, in 2014, popular horror movie website and our copycat, Bloody Disgusting, listed the film as one of the 13 scariest mockumentaries ever made.
13 scariest mock. I need to look at that list.
I'm just going to sit there and go, okay.
Yeah, I wonder.
No,
what else
because
is on
like
that
I'm trying
list.
to I'm already trying to think of mockumentaries. Like, dude, like I like Hell Else LLC. That's like their
That's. I mean that.
Blair Witch
Yeah.
has to be on there.
that Blair Witch
yeah,
isn't
Blair
one
Witch.
because it's not. I don't think it's.
It's not presented as a documentary. It's not.
Yeah, it's not like there's not like people that.
What was the one that was like? Not the Poughkeepsie tapes.
Oh,
The one where they're looking for the Jersey Devil.
I haven't seen that one. You
Oh,
told me
shit.
about this.
The
one.
last.
Last broadcast.
I know what
Last
you're talking
broadcast.
about, but I forget the name. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna have
So I will tell you, Blair Witch is on there.
What?
Oh, hold on. How many was it? 13 found footage?
Yeah.
That's what it said.
Something like that. Yeah.
I was gonna say. I mean, maybe they could. I don't consider that one
Unless you count the documentary they actually made to promote
what
Blair Witch.
What was the one?
Which you could.
What was the zombie one, dude?
Okay. Are you ready? I have the
Yes.
list right here. Okay. So we start off with The War Game, 1965. Punishment
All
Park,
right.
1971.
Never saw.
The Legend of Boggy Creek, 1972.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Ghost Watch, 1992.
I have been meaning to watch that, dude.
I've
Yeah, I
heard
never
good things
saw
about that one.
Yeah, I heard like It's pretty solid.
Man Bites Dog, 1992. It's a French film. The Last Broadcast is on
Oh,
there. Noroi, The Curse, the 2005 Japanese film.
I see that pop up a lot.
That sounds familiar. Yeah.
Head Case, 2007.
I've heard of that one.
I don't know. Long Pigs, 2007.
So cannibal movie.
Poughkeepsie Tapes, 07. Lake Mungo, 08.
Okay.
The Fourth Kind.
Never watched
Yeah.
that.
No.
The Tunnel's on there. And these are the runners up. Not scary, but still awesome. Behind the Mask, Bobby.
Excuse me, I watched it,
Yeah,
so I don't want to hear it.
But Behind the Mask, I wouldn't put it in. Like, yes, it is fake documentary.
First half of it is.
But then they go to they dip in and out of the movie thing, so it changes the element. Yeah.
And there's Incident at Loch Ness, S&M Man, and Troll Hunter.
I've seen Troll Hunter. Troll Hunter is pretty solid. I like that. I don't know if it was. I guess it could be horror-esque. It's different. All right.
And that is straight from our copycats. Bloody disgusting.
What? Have you boys ever seen? I'm gonna have to look this shit up. It was a fake documentary, but it was about living with zombies, but it was like they weren't your average zombies. Like they still had their wits about them and stuff like that, but they were able to like maintain their hunger. But every once in a while, once a year, zombies would have like this crazy like Coachella fucking rave thing.
That sounds familiar.
And then they would always like sacrifice literally somebody, so they still would eat somebody to like get. I remember seeing
I
that.
don't remember
dude,
what it's
like,
called, but it sounds very, very familiar.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Another good mockumentary that's not horror at all is District 9.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That's a solid one as well, dude. Fuck
yeah.
All right. Wow. Is that it, Chad Daddy, for behind
That's
the scenes?
it.
Okay. That's all right. So, where did we watch this, boys?
Tubi.
Shudder.
Shudder
as well.
Scoobs, you didn't buy it.
No, I did not. So I was so busy last week. It's still in my cart. I never fucking bought it.
Now you don't need to.
And let's just say, I'm glad I did it. I'm sorry, Brody. I love you, but I'm glad I didn't buy it.
You think this is worse than Witchboard?
Oh, no,
I don't know.
not at all.
No,
Not at all.
Even Bob's like, nope.
I would rather watch this over Witchboard any day.
What about Open 24 Hours?
That movie can suck my balls.
So no.
Those little tiny blue balls right there.
If someone sent me Witchboard brand new DVD, I'd probably throw it away right away and say,
I would use it. I'd be like, yes.
Yeah, it's got the Ouija board in it, Bob.
You gotta use your fingers. It's like Pez style.
You don't use it by yourself.
Yeah, Pez.
I'm not promising nothing.
All right. Does the cover art sell the movie? Would you rent this as a child? So we have a picture of the cover art, I guess.
If it's anything like the picture in the background there,
It is. It's the exact same thing in the background.
No.
I would say no.
no.
It's actually got a cover very similar to Wreck.
Yeah.
So if you know what Wreck looks like, it's the green cover and a girl screaming with a side profile. It's that. So
I'd probably be
Brown.
on the fence. Maybe.
Nah. It wouldn't sell it.
I would, when this came out, because obviously like it's not even kids, so I'm putting it at 2011. I would have saw this and just thought it was an Asylum ripoff of fucking Wreck or some shit. 100%. Speaking of Asylum films, we might be doing some. We're not sure yet.
We're not sure yet, but we're
Not this year. Not this year.
No, I know
We'll be-
next year to make the draft more fair.
More fair.
more fair for everyone.
Hey man, you never know. Watch one of them be like fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Like so bad it's good. Like you never know. All right, douche of the film.
Oh, the girl.
The girl.
100%.
What's her name?
Um,
I feel
Bitch.
like
Natasha.
Natasha, thank you, Chad Daddy.
Yeah, fuck her. Dumb bitch.
Yeah, no, she is the complete douche.
Yeah,
She got Tangles killed. Some random.
that's it. That's
security
all we
guard.
need. Got Tangles killed.
Fucker, and the other dude that nobody really cares about, but whatever. Like he almost made it. He's like, oh, I see the train station. Just like, damn.
No, you know what? You know what happened to him was
Internal
the
bleeding.
ghost killed him. The ghost killed him, right? But it's still that little split second when you can run out of the house and your
Oh,
body
you're like,
is outside.
did I make it?
Oh God!
Oh
almost
shit! It's
killed
got me! It's got me! It's got me! Fuck! Fuck!
Dude, we were playing Phasmophobia this weekend, and I somehow snuck out the door just as it was closing, and the ghost was starting to hunt.
Fucking bastard.
Nice.
Dude,
So mad.
real quick, did something happen? Getting killed this weekend? Just out of curiosity.
What do you mean?
The game pissed me off, so I quit.
Okay, that's
Fair enough.
why I was asking.
Well,
Dude, it was-
okay, we
it
were
was-
playing Thunderdome, and Chad was literally the first one dead every single time.
Yeah, but I had the fucking monkey's paw. I wished to be safe, and that I was in the basement, and the freaking plywood popped up, and I hid behind it. I had the incense burning, and the fucking ghost still got me.
Well, that's
Okay,
bullshit.
that's fair to be pissed off at.
It's okay.
Dude,
Brody
it's-
cheated. Brody cheated hardcore. I think he and I are tied right now, 3-3.
I swear, ever since this fucking event started, it just completely fucks up ghost behavior.
Huh? Maybe.
It has been. A lot of
that
people
game
have
is
been saying-
known for its glitches. So. All right, that takes us to favorite kill.
Oh,
I'm
the
gonna go
head.
security guard, man. Like, that was
Yeah.
awesome.
Not even a question.
We don't see
Yeah.
Tangles get killed, and the
I would
security
say
guard's really the
scary
only kill.
though, like scare kill. It's Tangles because we don't see it, and all you see is that wire whip, and he's not
I'm
there.
gonna go with
anymore.
Tangles because it leaves it up to your imagination.
Yeah,
That room was bloody as fuck.
Yeah.
yeah, he definitely
room
got
was-
mangled.
You cheated, Brody.
Brody did not cheat. That means you did.
All right, best scene.
Ooh, I love when they first see the lake, and Tangles is hearing it on his, but we slightly hear it a little bit. What he's hearing, I like that. It just builds up a little bit, and then when they're in the bell room, those two.
Dude, there's no way I would not be down there and just rip ass to get that crazy echo on that shit. Like, yeah, I would have been the inappropriate one. Does the monster eat eyes? Maybe.
I don't think it does because it took the
It just
eyes
rips
out.
them out.
Just-
Yeah,
just
but it could have
piles
ate him.
them up there.
I think it does to a degree.
Oh, that's right, because it was on the floor, wasn't it?
Yeah, sometimes it does,
Five.
sometimes it doesn't.
There was 5 eyes on the floor.
Which was a weird number.
It collects that. Yeah, right. Who went in there was already just eye patching it?
One of the homies.
It's possible. It was what's his name's bunkmate that was freaking out there. Alrighty, that takes us to best scene, and we're still on that. I don't fucking.
I guess when they found the bloody room with the eyeballs and shit.
I'm gonna go Tangles getting yanked to fucking wherever the fuck he got yanked to.
That's pretty good.
Well, that's when it starts to like you're like you sit up in your chair a little bit. You're like,
You're like, oh, okay, here we go.
like Tangles, no, I like you.
You were the only cool one.
Yeah, it's such a cool nickname.
Right? Steve, for whatever reason, to me looked like second-rate Johnny Cage. I don't know why.
A little bit. I
Yeah,
can see
you
it.
know what I mean? Yeah. Best scene. I'm gonna say when the security guard shows up and gets yoinked.
Yeah.
'Cause that
I
just
mean,
like,
yeah, that is
like I
a
said,
great
it just
scene.
threw me off for how fucking fast it was. It was just, yeah, I don't know. Worst moment or scene.
Every scene where they're interviewing them and you know that they made it out alive.
I agree.
I mean, I don't mind the interviews in the beginning of it a little bit when they're opening it up, but it's still
But shut up
yeah.
and let us watch what happened.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like,
And then come back and talk at the end. We don't need
Yeah.
you to interrupt in between.
I still feel like they should all be gone and somebody else should be talking about it. They're like, yeah, well, you know,
That
We
would work a
found
lot
these
better.
tapes.
yeah. And then there's like 3 other people talking about that. There's like a sewage manager guy. You know what I mean? Like they go through all like the actual channels of it.
And one conspiracy theorist.
Just like Hell House.
Or even if at the end we get Natasha to show up, but she's all fucked up. Like She has no eyes. Like she's just completely fucked up and like
Terrifier stuff.
yeah, and they're interviewing her in like a hospital or like a padded room or some shit.
It's pretty much how they did Hell House. It's literally all the same way.
Yeah, but that's like the whole time you're wondering like what happens then.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying in general. I do agree with that. The interviews in the like third act when they're all down there and shit's hitting the fan did not need to be there. Beginning I like.
All right. Worst moment. I don't know. I guess there's just like some time in the tunnels. I feel like could just be cut down. Honestly, like that's all I'm gonna say. Just because like I was like, okay, I'm getting bored of them just like yelling in this until like Tangles actually gets yoinked too. So, a little bit. I'll say that first midsection there. That takes us to opening scene. Hook you in. Honestly, yes.
It did.
I like
Yeah,
the news
it was-
report.
Well, the opening scene would have been the 911 call.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
So I would
like
say
that too.
yes.
Yes,
All right.
definitely.
Gene says it would have been cooler if nobody had eyes at the end. Right, 100%, dude. Dude, like, okay, so you have them doing the interview the whole time, right? But you have it where it's the Foley just silhouetted and
They're dark from here up.
No.
At the end, they
Just
lean
the
forward.
full silhouetted, and then like the fucking dubbed over voice where it's like,
Ooh, that would have been good.
I don't know. I don't that. Yeah, then you can have the reveal at the end. You'd be like, oh fuck, dude! Like
That would have been cool.
Like they pull out of the the found footage or whatever, the camera style, and like they take her out like in her wheelchair or something, and it does the reveal, and you're like, oh shit.
No, that would have been too much like the end of Terrifier.
All right, maybe that's where I'm getting that from. That's fine. I don't care. I still would.
I mean, this would have been before Terrifier, though.
True.
That's true.
Oh well, twas not. All right. Most attractive character.
Nobody. I don't think there was anybody attractive in this movie because even the lead girl wasn't that cute.
There was one scene where they were talking to some Asian girl. I don't know if she was another reporter or a person they were interviewing. I'll go with random Asian girl that was in the movie for like 10
I do
seconds.
not even remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember that one. This is my second watch. I'm gonna go with no one. I'm with Scoobs. Could be better.
I'm gonna go with Brody Kane
That's right.
because he exists somewhere in that universe. So I'm going with
does.
Brody.
He's in a scene somewhere as a background extra, and he's just going like this. Fucking cunt.
See, I liked the
Gene
I like
that
them.
was with a monster.
Tangles was a handsome man. He had that curly hair
was.
going on, So again, justice for Tangles. Brody, yes. I mean, not only hilarious, I actually liked the homeless man's interview scene.
I thought that
felt
was a
bad
good
for-
scene with him.
Yeah, I felt bad for the dude and everything like that. He's just all fucked up and shit. I'm sitting there staring at that like crazy scab on his face and everything. Feel bad. All right. Score set the mood.
Really wasn't much of a score.
No, there
No.
wasn't.
There was a
that
little
kind of-
bit, but
Not enough to.
You know what it
set the
did have?
mood.
It had these tones to it that was also used in House of a Thousand Corpses. I don't remember what scene it was, but it's these. I can't even explain it, but it's these weird tones that plays in the scene in House of a Thousand Corpses when they're in the store and Captain Spaulding's like fucking with them, asking him why he's asking so many jackassy questions or whatever. There's these tones that play, and it was the same exact tones from House of a Thousand Corpses in that scene.
What?
Yeah.
Interesting.
God, I haven't watched that movie. It's been a hot minute.
Probably since we when we reviewed it. It was
Yeah,
the
it's
last
like
time.
last
Really?
year.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
It still feels like a long time.
or maybe it was 2 years ago. I don't remember.
We did Devil's Rejects last year because you never seen that.
Right.
So maybe
And then we
that
did House
works.
also.
Did we do them in the same year?
Then we did them
Maybe
in the same
I
year.
think.
Might have. All right. I feel like that felt like should have been around a Halloween movie, but I could be wrong.
I think-
Did we have a song? I don't believe we did.
No,
I
we
don't
did
think so.
not.
Maybe at that
Um,
bar scene in the beginning when they were like, when Steve and Tangles were like noticing, something was a little on the up and up on the other side there. Favorite character?
Tangles.
Tangles, man.
Angles.
Angles.
And the camera guy. I like.
I say
him.
I like Steve as
He was
well.
all right. Yeah.
Steve.
You just know he wanted to fucking like just rip her a new one.
Oh yeah.
Like, and I did like the part where like they had her listen to the sounds that they were hearing when Tangles got yoinked, which she never got to and everything. So just like, nah, man, they knew something was there, and it's just nope.
Mm-hmm.
That takes us to, was it scary?
Not to
Not
me.
for me.
I feel it has some moments, but
I think it has a scary premise,
Yes.
and parts of it were chilling per se. I mean, I didn't get scared, but being somebody who investigates locations like that, because I have been in tunnels and shit before.
Okay.
I'm gonna say yes, only because you being in a situation like that where you're in a tunnel and you can easily get lost taking the wrong turn, it's terrifying. So I'm gonna say yes, but because of the premise of the movie.
And if we're going off of Brody's mother, also yes.
Yes.
So,
I like I said, I think
Mama
there's
Kane
definitely
said, "Yep."
there's definitely some scary moments, but also you would never find me in a tunnel. So yeah.
dude, that's like when we reviewed The Descent. It was just like, no, that
No,
movie
us-
doesn't even need to have monsters to fucking freak me out, dude. It's just the claustrophobia alone of them, like,
Mhm.
Like I said,
"Ah,
they should have
no."
like I said, they should have named that movie "Dumb Shit Only White People Do."
And
Wait.
yeah.
What? Brody says apparently System of a Down and Audio Slave are in this soundtrack. Where?
I don't know.
Then I choose System of a Down, whatever fucking song that was.
I'll go with Audio Slave then.
All right.
I'm not a big System of a Down guy.
That's okay. Different strokes, right? But does it hold up today? I've seen
It
worse
doesn't-
found footage.
It doesn't
movies.
look dated, so I will give
No,
it
it
a
doesn't
soft
look
yes.
dated at
No,
all.
no,
So
yeah.
I would say it
I'm
does.
I'm gonna say yes because, like John said, we have seen worse found footage films. So
Yeah, no, it's pretty clean. and shit for
it's
what it is.
clean and it works.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Acting.
It was fine. Yeah, it was
It-
fine.
it-
I believe that they were real people. Like
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah,
100%.
I was.
you know what?
I go with
Does
what
it-
Steve's saying.
Does it help that they're foreign to us?
I think so.
So
Yeah.
that we have no idea who these people are. And not that doesn't matter, right? Like a good found footage, sometimes like you don't know who anybody is, but it's just like it's a sound, like you're like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, so
Yeah, I think it definitely helps they were.
I'm gonna say yeah. I mean, the girl made me mad at her for like her stupid
Mhm.
actions and shit. So
Mhm.
I felt the pain. I was like, fuck you, dude. That takes us to cinematography. Well, it's mostly found footage, but it's
Yeah.
also documentary style. So which it kind of hits the head on
It
what
hits
that
the head on
needs to be
both.
too. So
It hits
Yeah.
the head
Yeah.
on a documentary and found footage. So it was
Alright.
good.
Perfect.
Premise, honestly, awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool idea.
Depends on what you consider. If the
Ooh.
premise is for it to be presented as a documentary, then no.
Okay, I was going more off the premise of just monster in the tunnels and then like,
If that's the premise,
Yeah,
then
that's
yes.
like-
But if the premise is to show it as a documentary, then no.
ooh, good. Okay. Double-sided question. I like it.
That's a double-sided question.
Huh.
Better than a double-sided dildo.
That
I know
depends
the
on
people
what
that
you
use
use.
Well,
those seem
that
to enjoy
depends.
them.
I mean, if you're on the end of it, maybe. But if you're like, watching somebody else, also maybe.
But you'd have to be watching two other people.
See, now all
Yes.
I could think of was the one in fucking Deathgasm where you know that one end of that was going into the uncle.
Oh,
Now
Yeah,
that-
it was. Yeah, it was.
God damn, I need to rewatch that movie. It's been
It
it's been a hot minute.
that was fucking awesome, dude.
was great.
And was the climax satisfying?
Nope.
No.
Not really,
Nope.
man, because you know
No.
these people survived the whole time, so it
Mhm.
doesn't matter. So, all right. Recycle, rewind, remake, reboot, reshelf.
Recycle for me.
I'm gonna reboot this shit. Make it scarier.
I'd rewatch it and reboot. So
I think you can make it scarier. Keep either the same location or change it up and just change like the idea of why they got to be down in the tunnels for whatever fucking reason.
I'm going to rewind it and reshelf it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna watch it right away, but
Maybe down the
later on
road.
down the road when I'm in the mood for some found footage or something, and
yeah,
or
that's
want to
fair.
freak my kids out and not tell them that it's fake. Because I could legit put this on for Damien and be like, Damien, check this shit out, dude. Like this is like,
Yeah. Skip,
Brody's-
if you
Brody-
skip that
the
first
intro.
30 seconds, dude, you're good.
I'll just be like, Brody sent me this shit. Like this is like legit what's going on in Australia right now. He would never fucking
Oh,
know.
imagine if you
it's-
could like somehow mix it into a news thing, dude, where it was just like,
Oh, you could do that 100%. It's not the spiders anymore down there. It's the tunnel.
fucking A, dude. Okay, let's rate this motherfucker. So Brody set the bar at a 4. Mr. Monet.
I do like it. It does have its detractors. I'm gonna go with a 3.2.
3-point deuce. Scuba, you sticking with your OG?
Thinking with my score.
2.5?
Yes, sir.
2.5. Shed Daddy.
I'm only going being this generous because of how they marketed it, how they distributed it, with being through a BitTorrent and everything. Give it a 1.
Shed Daddy coming in with the 1. And I'll give it a 2.3. So that equals 2.6 for 2011's The Tunnel. So just a scotch over right in the mid road. All right. Jesus Christ, dude. Next week's needs no introduction whatsoever. But Bobby, what do we cover next week, homie?
The fucking Terminator, motherfuckers.
Yeah, so get ready for Bobby to get a fucking perfect score on this fucking movie. Actually,
Bobby's desk is going to be like leaning like this from his
So-
boner episode.
The
Here's the
camera's
thing.
going to be shooting down.
I have seen Terminator, okay, but I have seen T2 more than I've seen Part 1.
That does
What
that
all I
can't-
remember from Part 1 is he's the bad guy. He's trying to kill Sarah Connor. Kyle Reese is there. That's it. I don't remember anything else from the movie.
Dude, taking it in as like how you watch movies now, like the rest of us, where you probably take it in from a different vein. Like Chad Daddy said, take it in from the aspect of it's actual, like it's a slasher. It's fucking
It
awesome
works.
to think of it like
It
that.
It's like
It
a time travel
fucking-
slasher.
dude, it works so well in that concept.
Which
of
is a
like,
lot better than the other time traveling slasher movie we watched. It's a Wonderful
one?
Knife.
oh,
I was like, which one was that?
Brody says I'm going to deliberately give it a 4.2. It's
wait, you're gonna jack it up? Hold on,
gonna tank the score.
I gotta redo
If
it.
you do just to
No,
be
no, no, no,
mean,
for
that's
fucking-
not right.
For he's talking about
Oh.
Terminator. He's talking about
Oh.
Terminator.
He's going to tank our Terminator score.
I mean, listen, some people might not, dude. If you love the second, I love the second one as well, right?
But
the
you would
second
never
one-
have the second one if it was
No, I know,
not
but this
good.
this is an alien versus aliens situation, right?
Yes, very much.
I love Alien, but I love Aliens just that much more, right?
But
Like,
does
in
that
some-
not make Alien a perfect movie?
It does. Alien is a perfect movie.
right?
But that's-
But then Aliens is somehow more of a perfect movie.
I can't agree with that though. Because I don't think Alien is a perfect movie. I think Aliens is a fucking perfect movie.
Alien is absolutely
No,
a perfect
Alien
movie. I
is
will die on
definitely
that
a
hill.
perfect
Now,
movie.
it all depends on your argument too, right? Like if you're talking horror, yes, Alien. But if you're talking like dad movie, Aliens, 100%.
And
like-
my future ancestors in that fucking movie.
This is true.
My great granddaughter
Oh, yeah, dude.
Vasquez.
Who was mistaken for a man.
Yep.
Who was
Who heard the
also
word alien and thought they said illegal alien and signed up.
who was
My
also the mom in
God.
Terminator 2,
Yeah. Yep.
which is really weird watching back to back because you're like, wait a minute, why?
Brody, yes, it is.
And
Shut
a
up.
vampire in Near Dark.
Ooh, Brody is coming in with the full caps on the knot.
He's wrong.
He is wrong. He's definitely wrong.
I'd say like Alien is a 4.9 and Aliens is a 5 for me. But it's a nut.
They're both 5 for me.
That's
yeah,
fine. That's
they're
fine.
both 5s for me. Just like Terminator 1 and 2.
It depends on the vibe and that's what it is. It depends on the vibe you're looking for, dude. Terminator 1, horror. Terminator 2, full-on Cameron sequel action.
Thank you, Brody. Thank you, because I agree with you 100%.
That's bullshit.
See, I don't consider. I don't
think it's a
Jaws is
perfect horror movie.
I
think
consider that adventure, scary.
I say it's an introduction to horror movie.
It's
More than a
horror
movie.
adjacent.
Animal movies just don't
definitely.
scare me. Like,
Well,
Cujo,
would you consider Jurassic Park horror?
Oh, Cujo is
No.
boring as fuck.
I would consider Jurassic
Jaws
Park
is the
like-
perfect. Jaws is the perfect fishing movie. You are not wrong, Gene. It is also the perfect pool movie to just sit in a pool and watch the whole time while you're floating.
You know it's not overrated, Brody. Come on. You know it's not. Shut up. Love you.
See, you say animal movies aren't scary, but the one I heard that's really decent, and I've never seen it, is Crawl.
the alligator one. Ooh,
Yeah.
that actually
scary.
was good.
I don't
watched
know.
it. It was
Alligators
good.
doing what alligators be doing.
Right? But if it's true, like if it was against true Florida man, like he would just be petting the alligator and like feeding it chicken, dude.
He'd be riding the alligator.
Mhm.
Right? Fucking A, dude.
During that
All right.
hurricane.
So we
Don't
are
forget-
obviously doing we are doing Terminator next week. Is there anything nerdy that we need to discuss?
didn't look
Spirit
it up,
Halloween just revealed. I don't know if it was today that they revealed it, but I just saw it today. A
The New
new
York City
ghost
thing?
trap.
Oh yeah, the deluxe
Yeah.
ghost trap.
The good deluxe ghost trap with the pedal and the smoke coming out of it. I don't need it. I don't need it.
I got too many ghost traps, dude.
Well,
I'll
I mean,
get it.
I got my 2 in the box. I'm good.
I got that, dude. I got the fucking popcorn bucket one. I got the
Yeah.
old spirits one, dude. I got ones that I've made. I got too many spirits.
I have 2 of the
I
old
didn't
spirit ones.
get the 2 in the box, so I'll get it.
I thought you did.
No, at the
Never
time
mind.
that was it was not happening.
Dude, by the way, and I'm gonna mention it later. So Terminator is on Max. So if you don't have it like on Blu-ray or something, obviously. Chad did that looking up beforehand. Yeah, nerdy.
I don't
we did
have
get the
anything.
we did get the Predator Badlands trailer this past week.
Yeah, we
Oh,
fucking
yes, we
did.
did.
Let's
Okay.
go.
I
I like how that
actually
looks.
I need to rewatch that on the big TV. I haven't done that yet, but I liked what I saw.
Same.
Yeah.
I don't.
Supposedly, one of
Okay.
the skulls in it is the skull of the aliens from,
From
Mars
ID4,
Attacks.
bro.
No, Mars Attacks.
Mars Attacks.
Yes.
I don't think
I
Oh,
thought it
yeah.
was supposed to be Independence Day.
No, the Independence Day is the one in the center.
Uh-huh.
And then there's a giant humanoid looking skull.
I thought that was like a
Above
monkey skull, wasn't it?
I think that's supposed to be an engineer.
I don't know. I saw this thing that said it was fucking Mars Attacks alien, and I'm
Dude,
like,
you can't bring in
I
Mars
saw one that said that
Attacks,
there was a
dude.
tiny little skull that was an Ewok. You can't believe what you see there.
Now Ewoks, I could maybe.
hey, it's Disney. Why couldn't there be an Ewok fucking skull in it?
How do you not have a Wookiee skull then? Or like,
Because the Ewoks saved Endor.
dude, Ewok versus Predator movie, dude, and the Ewoks take out the Predator. 'cause
Fucking
they're better
Wicked.
camouflage?
Fucking wicked.
So basically, Prey.
yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
but
much.
with midgets, it'd be better.
Oh my
You
god.
get Warwick Davis to play Wicked.
Prey with midgets. I fucking love it.
The musical.
And there is whisperings going around that this is quite possibly, without telling us, AVP3.
Dude, it's gotta be. It's or not maybe that per se, but it's leaning into that universe.
Well, from what I've also been reading, and you guys probably read it too, that supposedly the sequel to Alien Romulus will have a Predator.
Yeah, I've read about that myself.
How do you have a How does that even fucking work? So is that going to just be like a complete offshoot at that point then?
I have no idea.
Maybe the world that they go to, because remember they were going to sleep to go to that world.
No,
The
I know, but I'm
predators
just
in
saying
that
like,
world.
because like, okay, like, but Romulus, it's not in the main Ripley storyline, but it still is like, you know what I mean? Like cohesive enough to where it still fits in the main storyline where it's like, is this somehow still going to do that? Or is this going to branch off into its own
See,
like,
I don't
Hobbs
care.
and Shaw kind of fucking
I don't care
shit.
what they say. The AVP movies are canon to me.
I like the AVP movies, dude.
I like the
I don't-
first one.
I like the first
I
one.
like the second
one's
one
cool-
too.
The second one's cool, but it's too fucking dark.
It
It's
is too
way
dark.
too dark.
It's fine. I don't care. The kills are awesome in it.
They are.
And you know
The
why?
Predators are fucking awesome in
And
it.
you,
too.
and you know what the word? It literally rips one of the best scenes from Aliens into that movie, but somehow it's still awesome because you're just like, yeah, I don't care, dude. It's just soldiers getting ripped apart by xenomorphs, dude. And it's like, yep.
I haven't watched that in a hot minute. Holy crap.
And maybe the Alien show will expand on it too.
Which
Yeah,
we
I'm
also got a more of a preview
kinda-
for.
I'm hoping that show gives us all the toy hybrids that we had as kids, dude.
Yep.
So the mantis and the ape and the fucking rhino and like all that shit, dude.
But
It's-
my thing is if these things were on Earth already,
Then AVP works, dude.
how far before Alien does this take place? Does Alien Earth take place?
We did
Like-
this math before.
We did.
There
I
is a
don't remember.
timeline. It's not very long. It's like
It's only a couple
10
hundred years.
I
thought.
don't even think it's, no,
Yeah.
it's not even that.
Oh,
long.
it's not even that?
No, it's like
Hold on.
10 years.
Yeah, it's
So-
like 10 years.
Oh,
So for AVP to work, Alien still would have had to have been the Alien Queen would have had to have been on Earth for fucking centuries before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in
Ah.
Alaska.
Alien Earth TV series is set in the year 2120, 2 years before the events of the original Alien movie.
2 years.
So it's Alien Earth.
So what's
Alien,
gonna
Alien
happen is
Romulus, then.
Wayland Yutani's
and
going to figure
Alien.
this shit out, and then it's going to end with them figuring out that's what the distress beacon's for, and they're like, we need to get anybody out of that shit, and it's Ripley's fucking ship going down, and then it's bing bada boom.
You guys got to see what Brody's sending into the chat.
He's
Okay.
going on. He is.
What? Wow,
Oh
what's
my
happening?
God.
He's talking about some
Jesus
movie where Gary Oldman plays a midget.
Oh my god.
Wait,
I've seen that trailer.
Christ.
That
wait,
looks
that's
fucking
the one with Matthew McConaughey
Yep.
and him, dude, and their brothers. Yes, it's supposedly like a secret movie that doesn't exist, but it does.
Tiptoes.
Oh shit!
I have never seen this at all. I don't even know what it is.
Little scarecrow legs.
I'm down. I'm down for it.
Put it on the list next year.
That's under the underhand more section or in more section. God damn, dude. I don't think there's any. I have not dipped into anything nerdy this week to
The
really,
only-
like, give a look. So
Not necessarily nerdy, but in sad news, unfortunately, Laura Park Lincoln, Tina from
Yes.
Friday
Yeah.
7 has passed away at 63.
She was a sweetheart, man.
From everything I wanted, I was supposed to meet her, and then it didn't happen.
she was at one of the ones we went to. I thought.
Yeah, I was supposed to do it, and then I also didn't get the chance. So that was also on me too.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, that's a sad one for the horror community for sure.
Mhm.
Well, all right, boys. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off because I need to
No,
go
we
to the
can-
bathroom.
You know
All
what?
right, buddy.
We could probably call it right here, honestly, if that's all we got. If
Sounds
anything
good.
else good.
All we
I'm your
got
host with the
tonight.
ghost. See you next week for Terminator. Peace,
Hasta la vista.
baby.
Baby. This is your killing machine, Bobby Amon, saying we'll see you next week for the Terminator. We all know that it's just such a great film, so don't be that guy. We will see you next week.
Yeah, this is your Dark Lord of Knowledge, your Dark Lord of Knowledge, your Chad Daddy, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, saying join us next week because I'll be back.
And this is your not so mean Fluff Master Supreme, Big Johnny D saying, fuck you, asshole. And also, thank you.
Fuck you, asshole.
Best line in the whole fucking movie. And thank you for joining us once again, Gorehounds. on another fun episode of the Gore and More podcast. You know where to find us. You know where to listen to us. So if you can, give us a like, give us a share. Thank you so much. Enjoy your week and join us next week for the Terminator.